Your daughter has seen something in her dreams, and Archangel Michael says you already felt it, too. The clock had just struck 3:33 a.m., the hour when heaven often speaks in whispers too sacred for the loudness of day. Your daughter stirred, not in fear, but in awareness, as though some unseen hand had gently pulled her spirit from the veil of dreams. Her whisper wasn't meant to awaken you in body, it was meant to awaken your soul. And in that exact moment, something shifted. A divine silence hovered over your home. You may not have noticed it with your ears, but your spirit did. The air was different. The veil had thinned. Someone, had stepped into the realm of the unseen and left behind an imprint. This was not random. Archangel Michael speaks. That moment was marked. It was watching. It was known in heaven before it occurred on earth. What your daughter saw was not a figment. It wasn't born from imagination or fear. It was a message, a warning, a stirring that bypassed logic and went straight to the realm of the prophetic. And you already felt it. You felt the tremble in your spirit. You felt that holy discomfort, that sacred nudge, the tightness in your chest, the sudden awareness that something beyond the physical had just touched your atmosphere. This message is not for everyone. It is not for the spiritually drowsy. It is not for those lulled to sleep by comfort and routine. No, this is for the spiritually alert. This is for those whose ears are tuned not to the noise of the world, but to the whisper of God. This is for those who have felt, truly felt, that something unseen has brushed the edges of their life and left behind the scent of mystery and the spark of revelation. Be still now. Still your mind. Still your questions. Still your fear. The moment you are thinking about, that moment when you knew something had changed, was not a lie. It was not your imagination. It was not coincidence. It was confirmation. What your daughter saw was real, and what you felt was heaven's echo, sent to confirm that you are not out of alignment. You are directly in the center of something sacred. Do not dismiss it. Do not downplay it. Do not explain it away. The Holy Spirit says, what she saw I allowed. What you felt I orchestrated. What is coming, I have already begun preparing you for. Heaven is speaking, not in shouts, but in signs. This is your sign. This is your moment of awakening. And this is the first of many confirmations that will come, if you stay aware, if you stay still, if you stay aligned. Type I am chosen in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 666 is now surrounding you. And now, with sword ablaze and countenance shining like the morning sun, Archangel Michael steps forward. His voice, wrapped in the fire of heaven, carries not just words, but decrees. And he speaks directly to you. Within the next 48 hours you'll see confirmation. The veil has been pulled back. The dream was a divine transmission. Pay attention. Something is unfolding, and you are not to miss it. This isn't imagination. This isn't anxiety. This isn't a coincidence. Your daughter's dream, it was not from fear. It was from heaven. It was a spiritual alarm. A trumpet, sounded in the stillness of night, to awaken the warrior within you. Heaven needed you alert. Heaven needed you aware. Heaven needed you positioned. Michael says the dream was a knock, a heavenly summons. And you, though you tried to explain away the feeling, you felt it. You felt the shift. You felt the call. You felt that holy pressure on your chest, that moment of quiet reverence where your mind wandered and your soul listened. This was heaven's way of waking you. Your daughter, small in stature but great in spirit, cried out from the other side of the veil. Her spirit responded before her mind understood. Why? Because something moved, not just in her room, but in your bloodline. Something stirred in your DNA. Something tried to cross a boundary that heaven has now reinforced. Your cry was not weakness. Your dream was not chaos. It was a signal, a divine ripple, a prophetic vibration. And here you are, not by chance but by command, hearing this message because your spirit knows it's true. You see, only the chosen can decode this kind of encounter. Only those marked by divine assignment can recognize when heaven intrudes on earth through the thin places of dream and memory. Not everyone will believe her. Not everyone will understand you. But you were not chosen to be understood. You were chosen to be awakened. This message is more than words. This message is protection, but also preparation. Michael says, "Behold, I came when she called, but I remained when you discerned." You are part of this. You are not a bystander. You are not a passive parent to a dreaming child. You are the link. You are the anchor. You are the gatekeeper. What touched her room also brushed your heart, because you are connected, spiritually tethered, and heaven is using both of you to anchor something holy in your family line. Don't run from this. Don't dismiss the message. Her dream may have frightened her, but it should fuel you. Because heaven does not disturb the sleep of a child unless the hour is urgent and the mission divine. Michael declares, the reason she dreamt is because something tried to visit. But the reason you felt it is because I was already standing guard. There is a spiritual intelligence to this moment, a divine choreography. Your child's dream was the beginning, but your awareness, your alertness, that is the continuation. That is the response. That is what heaven is watching now. Will you act? Will you heed? Will you protect not only her, but what heaven is trying to birth through her? This is a moment that separates the slumbering from the sent. It separates the complacent from the commission. You were not called just to raise her. You were called to cover her. And now, the covering is shifting from physical to prophetic. You are now entering a season of spiritual parenting, where discernment matters more than discipline, where revelation matters more than routine. And Archangel Michael, the guardian of the realms, has declared, I am stationed by your household, not as a visitor, but as a watchman. Let every anxious thought now bow. Let every doubt now scatter. What you feel is true. What she saw was real. And what's coming next is already under divine authority. Her dream has unlocked something, and heaven is not finished speaking. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $10. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Don't forget to subscribe for more messages like this, exclusive revelations, urgent prophetic insights, and divine encouragement just for you. Type I am anointed in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1122 is now activated. There's something different about your daughter now, isn't there? You've noticed it. The way she pauses before speaking. The way her eyes drift to places unseen. The way her laughter holds a weight it didn't carry before. She hasn't told you everything. She's holding something sacred, something she doesn't yet know how to explain. Not out of fear, but out of reverence. The dream marked her. And now, She's aware of things others cannot sense. You've tried to dismiss it as growing up, as imagination, as just one of those childhood phases. But deep down, you know it's more. There's a quietness in your spirit that wasn't there before. A stillness that whispers of encounters she cannot name. You sense it when you tuck her in. You feel it when she's nearby. It's as though she's stepped into another realm and returned with secrets too heavy for her age. Archangel Michael speaks clearly now. Do not overlook her silence. Her stillness is not absence. It is awareness. She saw something, and heaven is waiting on your response. You felt it too. The shift in the atmosphere. The strained tension in the room when certain people visit. The odd energy that makes your skin prickle when a name is mentioned. Someone around you, perhaps close, perhaps distant, is acting off. Their energy has changed. They're evasive, overly cheerful, or strangely silent. Something about them no longer aligns. Michael warns, spiritual disruption often wears the mask of ordinary behavior. You've questioned your instincts. You've asked, am I overreacting? No. You are discerning. You're not paranoid. You're prophetic. You're not making assumptions. You're recognizing atmospheres. What you feel is not fear. It is discernment. Your spirit is picking up on what your eyes cannot see. Because her dream opened a doorway. And now, your house is under heaven's observation. There's a disruption in your emotional landscape. Arguments without cause, misunderstandings that seem to come from nowhere, and a strange fog around your usual clarity. This isn't coincidence. It's interference. Her dream didn't cause the disruption. It revealed it. Something hidden has now been exposed in the spirit, and it's causing tremors in your emotional and relational world. Michael says, do not try to fix what is spiritually stirred. Observe. Pray. Let heaven handle the unseen. This is not about being suspicious. This is about being wise. Someone close is either hiding something or hiding from something. And the dream she had pierced the veil. It shook something loose. It exposed a spiritual fracture that heaven wants to heal. But first, it must be revealed. You may feel alone in this discernment. But know this. You are not crazy, and your child is not confused. What she saw has meaning, and what you feel has purpose. If this mystery disrupts your peace, it's not because peace has left. It's because revelation has arrived. Her dream shook the air. Now you must ground yourself in truth. Heaven is not done speaking. Type I am shielded in the comments if this message reaches your spirit. Blessing code 722 is unlocking your insight. This is more than emotional turbulence. This is spiritual warfare. Archangel Michael makes it plain. Do not treat what is holy as common. This dream was not emotional chaos. It was spiritual intelligence. Your daughter's dream revealed a battleground. Not one of swords and shields, but of spirits and destinies. Something tried to access her spiritual territory. Something attempted to slip into her awareness to confuse her, to burden her, to darken her light. But it was stopped. Why? Because she is covered. Because you are aligned. Because your family line is sealed. Michael says, your bloodline is anointed. The mark upon you cannot be forged nor broken. A tried to enter found resistance. What attempted to confuse was confronted. The moment your daughter's eyes closed, a spiritual surveillance began. Heaven posted angels. Watchmen circled her bed. And when the intruder came cloaked in shadows, her spirit responded, and Michael himself intervened. But now you must understand this. Her dream wasn't an attack. It was a revelation, a divine disclosure of what lurks nearby, not to instill fear, but to ignite fervency. This was heaven's alert system. The enemy doesn't pursue what doesn't threaten him. They come for the light when they fear its flame. And your family, your child, burns bright in the spirit realm. Your lineage carries oil. It carries legacy. It carries heavenly potential. And when hell gets wind of heavenly assignments, it sends confusion to cloud clarity. But Michael declares, heaven has not only seen this, heaven stopped it. This moment you're walking through is not about loss, it's about legacy. The shaking is not judgment, it's positioning. The spiritual pressure is not punishment, it's proof you are carrying something weighty. And that weight is divine. You are not under attack. You are under anointing. Michael stands as proof. The dream with the beginning. The awareness is the continuation. But what comes next is up to your response. You are now in a season where peace is a weapon and prayer is your positioning. You don't need to retaliate in the flesh. You must anchor in the spirit. Because this war isn't against people. It's not against emotions. It's not against misunderstandings. It's against powers that seek to interfere with what heaven has already endorsed. Your daughter is more than just gifted. She is guarded. And you are not just a parent. You are a prophetic protector. This is your training ground, and it is holy. Michael says, the flame upon your family cannot be quenched. It is seen. It is sealed. It is sacred. You're not being attacked. You're being set apart. Type I am marked in the comments if you believe this word. Lesson code 411 is now igniting your household. Within the next 72 hours, something is going to shift. Not just in the spirit, but in your physical atmosphere. Archangel Michael stands ready and speaks with urgency. Be alert. Not anxious, alert. You will hear something. You will sense something. And when it comes, you must not react from the flesh, but respond from the spirit. This message is a divine forecast. It will come subtly. A text message. A conversation. A phone call that stirs a memory. A decision made behind closed doors that eventually reaches your ears. Michael says this moment is not to be feared. It is to be discerned. Because what's approaching carries weight. Not all weight is burdensome. Some weight is spiritual authority being placed into your hands. But be warned, someone is preparing something that will affect you. It may not come as a confrontation of loud words. It may not come as an argument. It may come wrapped in concern and opportunity and emotion. But you must look deeper. What sounds innocent may hold influence. What appears simple may carry complexity. Michael declares, do not panic, but do not ignore the signs. Your daughter's dream was not just symbolic. It was prophetic architecture. Heaven coded the message in imagery, symbols, sensations. She may have seen fire. She may have seen doors opening or faces that felt distorted. She may not have known how to explain it to you, but you felt it. Her dream rattled something inside you. And now, the atmosphere around you has begun to echo the very thing she couldn't put into words. There is a hidden conversation you were not meant to overhear, but heaven let you feel it anyway. There is a decision being made in silence, but heaven gave you discernment ahead of time. You're not crazy. You're not overly emotional. You are spiritually aware. And that awareness is the very thing that's going to shield your house in the coming days. Michael says, the warning was not to create fear, but to ignite readiness. Because something is moving toward you. not with the intent to destroy but to shift. Some people around you are making plans, and they are unaware that heaven already revealed them. Some doors are closing, and others are about to open. Some alliances are about to be tested, and motives revealed. This is a prophetic pivot, and you must respond as one who walks with heaven, not with fear, not with panic, not with silence birthed by confusion, but with calm anchored in revelation. Her dream held more than visions. It held strategy. It held timing. It held insight that even now is unlocking in your own mind. Pay attention to your emotions over the next 72 hours. What irritates you unexpectedly? What drains you? What suddenly brings peace for no reason? These are not just moods. These are signals. The spiritual realm is communicating. Your spirit is receiving updates faster than your logic can process. Michael urges, still yourself. But stay ready. What is coming is not to destroy you, but to reveal who's really with you. This is divine separation before divine elevation. It may be uncomfortable, but it is orchestrated. It may feel like things are shifting suddenly, but heaven saw it coming long before you did. There is power in being prepared. There is authority in being aligned. And now, you have been warned. You have been positioned. And the next 72 hours will prove that heaven does nothing without first revealing it to the spiritually alert. Type "I receive warning 737" in the comments if this resonates with your spirit. Blessing code 737 is now protecting your next 3 days. Be still now. Truly still. This is not the stillness of exhaustion. This is not the stillness of defeat. This is holy stillness, the kind that turns a whisper into a weapon and silence into spiritual strategy. Archangel Michael speaks with firm gentleness. Heaven moves fastest when you move slowest. Be still. Listen. And you will see. You are tempted to act. Tempted to text. You confront. A question. But the greatest protection you can offer in this season is not your reaction. It's your restraint. Because silence, when partnered with spiritual discernment, is thunder in the spirit realm. The enemy has tried to pull you into emotional warfare, to make you react, to stir your fears and provoke your flesh. But Michael says, withdraw emotionally. Observe everything. Say little. Pray often. This isn't a time for defense. This is a time for divine distance. Pull back, not in fear but in strategy. Pull back so heaven can move forward. You do not need to confront what heaven is already convicting. You do not need to speak where angels have already been sent. And your daughter, she must be guarded too. Not just physically but spiritually. Speak peace over her. Lay hands on her gently at night. Declare that her spirit remains untouchable, undisturbed, and unshaken. There are nights where she won't understand why she wakes up with tears or an uneasiness. That's not trauma. That's transfer. Heaven is shifting things through her sensitivity. Protect her space. Turn down the noise. Let her rest in an atmosphere soaked in worship. Angels are attending to her sleep. Michael says, she is hidden beneath wings. But those wings are activated by your words. You must speak intentionally. Your declarations matter now more than ever. Don't just pray, prophecy. Say, I am hidden in the shelter of wings. My child is covered in the shadow of the Almighty. No weapon formed shall prosper. No word spoken in darkness shall stick. We are sealed. There is power in your stillness. There is warfare in your worship. There is victory in your patience. Michael reminds you, Heaven sees what you do in silence and responds loudly in your defense. Do not worry if people misunderstand your silence. Do not be moved if others call your calmness weakness. This is not their battle. This is not their dream. This is not their assignment. It is yours. And you are being trained to trust without seeing, to move without shouting, to win without fighting. This is not passive. This is prophetic positioning. You are not being still to avoid confrontation. You are being still to let God confirm what you already know. Type "I am" hidden in the comments if this message speaks peace to your storm. Lesson code 848 is now surrounding your home. You are no longer who they thought you were. You are no longer who even you believed you were. Because the moment your daughter had that dream, the moment she crossed into that realm and came back changed, you were changed too. This wasn't just her awakening. This was yours. Archangel Michael declares, this dream didn't come to bring fear. It came to spark fire. A holy fire. Refining fire. A kind of fire that doesn't destroy but reveals. The kind that burns away who you were pretending to be, so who you were born to be can finally rise. You are being remade in silence, rebuilt in stillness, reforged in divine identity. This is the shift, the exact moment where your life bends toward heaven's original plan, where your name, the one written in glory before your birth, begins to take root in the earth. You are no longer bound to how they raise you. You are no longer tethered to the limitations they placed on you. You are no longer caged by labels spoken over your childhood, over your gifts, over your capacity. The fire came to free you. And now you see your daughter through new eyes. She is not just your child. She is a mirror, a reflection, a key. Michael says what she carries you carried first. But where yours was buried, hers is rising. You passed her the mantle, even if unknowingly. Your dreams that were once ignored are now echoing through her voice. Your spiritual sensitivity, once silenced, is now roaring back through her inset. You were the blueprint, and she is the building. And here's the divine mystery. The more you protect her gift, the more your own is restored. The enemy underestimated you. He thought your silence meant surrender. He thought your exhaustion meant defeat. He thought your quiet prayer meant weak faith. But heaven knew different. Heaven knew you were watching. Heaven knew you were sensing. Heaven knew you were listening even when others weren't speaking. Michael declares, you are a generational shield. This dream did not come to signal danger. It came to signal destiny. You were chosen for this moment, not because you are perfect, but because you are willing to stand in the gap, willing to break the patterns, willing to see spiritually when others only see surface. This is not just about you surviving. It's about you stepping into supernatural stewardship. You are now walking with heaven's blueprints in your heart. The strategy for your household is in your mouth. The revelation for your lineage is in your hands. You're not just a parent. You're a prophet. You're not just raising a daughter. You're raising a voice. And she is not alone in her gift, because you've carried it longer than you realized. Michael says, now rise. Not just for you. Let the flame in you ignite the flame in her. Let your yes unlock her destiny. You are both marked. You are both mantled. You are both rising, together. Type "I am a shield" in the comments if you claim this rise. Blessing code 999 is now resting over your lineage. She walked through fire in that dream. You saw it in her eyes when she told you, or perhaps when she hesitated, unsure how to explain what she saw. But the flames didn't consume her. They crowned her. They wrapped around her without burning, without breaking, without stealing. Archangel Michael steps forward and declares, what she saw was the prophecy of your breakthrough, with the unveiling of what is coming next to, and what is already being born. This wasn't just a child's dream. It was a scroll, a script from heaven, and her spirit was permitted to read it. She saw images that looked like fear but were actually transition. She saw symbols that felt confusing but were actually instructions. And when she walked through the flames and came out brighter, that was heaven's confirmation. You are not stepping into destruction. You are stepping into divine promotion. The fire is not punishment. It is preparation. Michael says, this trial was not sent to defeat you. It was sent to refine you. And the dream was your assurance that the outcome is already in your favor. You felt it building. The pettier, the urgency, the subtle unraveling of things that used to feel secure. This is the spiritual tectonic shift before elevation. Heaven is adjusting your foundation to support what's coming. Your daughter's dream is proof that heaven already sees you on the other side. She didn't see both of you burned. She saw both of you changed, empowered, glowing with a kind of light not made by man, but forged in the fire of heaven's intention. This is your threshold. Do not minimize the moment. You are not at the edge of disaster. You are at the doorway of destiny. Your family is crossing over. Your name is being lifted. Your authority is being increased. And the dream was sent to prove that. It wasn't symbolic. It was literal in the language of heaven. Michael says, you were both anointed long before this moment arrived. But now you are activated. This is why you've been restless. This is why you've been weeping for no reason. Why you've been waking up in the middle of the night, feeling heaven's presence like a weight on your chest. You're not going crazy. You're crossing over. And your child, she's not just tagging along. He's part of the procession. She carries an anointing that will activate others. She carries clarity in seasons when you will feel fog. You are both weapons in heaven's hands. And the dream, that was the signal. The visualization, the spiritual confirmation that the fire is no longer your fear, it is your furnace. Heaven knows your name, and heaven knows your next assignment. The dream confirmed it. The shift has already started. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $5. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Subscribe for exclusive content, prophetic updates, and spiritual revelations that empower your journey. We're building a faith-forward community, and you belong here. Type I am crossing over in the comments if this message confirms your next season. Blessing code 555 is now covering your firewalk. Now is the moment where destiny is no longer a distant prophecy but a present instruction. The dream was not just an encounter. It was an activation, a spiritual ignition of a dormant calling that has waited long enough. Archangel Michael declares with celestial authority, say yes. Say yes now. Say yes to the mantle you carry. Say yes to the path heaven has shown you through the dream of your daughter. Say yes to the calling that's been whispering louder each day. This is not about feeling ready. This is about knowing you were always chosen. You must say yes, not because you have it all figured out, but because heaven has already made the way. When your daughter saw what she saw, when she dreamed what she dreamed, the spirit realm marked the date. It was written in heaven's book, the moment when activation would begin. Declare it now. My family is aligned with heaven's rhythm. You've tried to delay the call. You've tried to defer the responsibility. You've told yourself, I'm not qualified, or it's not the right time. But heaven says otherwise. The dream was your timing. The vision was your permission. And this isn't just about you. Your daughter is watching. Not with her natural eyes, but with spiritual ones. She is learning how to respond to heaven's voice by watching your example. Teach her how to speak what heaven shows. Teach her how to honor what heaven reveals. Your dreams are not random. They are assignments. She must be taught how to interpret, how to guard, how to speak only what is authorized. Michael speaks. This is not merely a spiritual inheritance. It is a generational commission. You are her prophet. You are her covering. And now, you are her mentor. This moment is your mantle. This season is her training ground. It is where heaven molds, forms, and forges. The fire you endured was not in vain. It produced oil. And now, you must pour it. Pour it into her. Pour it into those around you. Pour it into your own atmosphere. Fear ends where purpose begins. When you step fully into your calling, you remove the legal grounds of fear. Fear can only dwell where identity is unclear. But once you say yes, once you step into alignment, fear loses its grip. Anxiety shatters. Confusion flees. You must choose now. Not out of obligation, but out of revelation. Michael says, this is the hour of divine decision. Choose the higher road. Choose alignment over approval. Choose legacy over comfort. And know this, when you say yes, heaven responds. Angels are dispatched. Resources begin to shift. Insight flows like water. Doors open without force. Why? Because alignment opens the divine floodgates. You will begin to dream again. Your sleep will no longer be restless. Your mind will no longer race. Your heart will no longer flutter with uncertainty. Because your yes brings divine settlement. The atmosphere around you is changing even now. Because heaven honors obedience. Heaven rewards surrender. And your surrender is the seed of your family's supernatural legacy. Michael says, now act, not from fear, but from authority. You are not guessing anymore. You are governing. Say it again. My family is aligned with heaven's rhythm. Type SAYYS in the comments to activate your destiny. Blessing code 303 is opening new prophetic gates. While your daughter lay sleeping, something holy was happening in the unseen. The room was quiet, but the spirit realm was alive. You didn't hear it. She didn't feel it. But heaven moved. Archangel Michael reveals. In her sleep, an ancient exchange took place. An invisible hand reached into your lineage and removed what was heavy, and replaced it with what is holy. You may not have sensed it then, but the fruit of it is showing now. She has been more peaceful, even after the fear. Her eyes see differently. Her emotions carry weight. Your own heart has been stirred in strange ways. Tears without cause, strength in places where you once felt weary. These are not coincidences. These are symptoms of a divine transaction. Heaven took burdens you could not name, and returned blessings you were not expecting. You've wondered, why am I waking up at these strange hours? You've asked, why do I feel like something is happening, even when all seems calm? The answer is this. The spirit realm has been conducting exchanges on your behalf. The kind of exchanges that shift timelines. The kind of exchanges that erupt curses and anchor blessings. Michael says, every tear you cried in silence, I collected. Every sleepless night you endured, I recorded. Every quiet prayer you whispered, it became currency. You are not losing. You are being rewritten. What was once written in trauma is now being overlaid with triumph. What was once framed by fear is now being re-scripted by faith. You are not where you used to be. Even though everything looks the same, nothing is the same. Because heaven touched your timeline in the night. You dreamed. But your destiny moved. What was taken from your ancestors, spiritually, emotionally, relationally, is being restored. Not just to you, but through you. Your daughter carries keys. She carries awareness. She carries heaven's technology in her sleep. And you carry the responsibility to steward it well. This is not about striving. This is about recognizing. You must honor what you feel. Stop second-guessing your discernment. Stop doubting your knowing. That strange feeling that something holy passed through your house, it was real. And it left behind evidence. You'll see it in small things. Divine appointments, unexpected peace, strange favor. These are signs, markers, the evidence of a spiritual exchange. Michael speaks. Do not try to explain this to those who have not experienced it. This exchange is sacred, and it was made just for you. Let this truth settle deep. You are not under attack. You are under exchange. Heaven is trading heaviness for holiness, pain for purpose, fear for fire, regret for restoration. The dream was not the end. It was the beginning of the greatest spiritual trade heaven has made on your behalf. You are no longer in mourning. You are in movement. You are no longer doubting. You are discerning. You are no longer enduring. You are exchanging. And everything you lost, heaven kept you. And what's coming is not just equal, it is multiplied. Type I receive the exchange in the comments if this word speaks to your soul. Blessing code 880 is releasing double for your delay. Now hear this. The scales are shifting. What once weighed heavy in sorrow is now tipping toward justice. What once seemed forgotten by heaven has now become the focus of divine attention. Archangel Michael steps forward and announces with unwavering finality, the time of spiritual justice has arrived. The reversal has begun, and it will not be undone. You have cried for justice in silence. You have asked heaven why those who moved in darkness seemed to prosper, why those who manipulated, slandered, or spiritually undermined your family seemed untouched. And heaven responded, not with delay but with divine timing. Michael declares, justice is not denied. It is prepared. What was sent to harm you, to hinder your child, to silence your discernment, is now under judgment. The dream was not just a warning. It was a legal document, a heavenly filing, a record that has now triggered heaven's gavel. You felt it, that recent shift, a sudden silence from certain people, that strange distancing, that moment where the ones who once felt central to your story started fading into the background. This is no accident. This is divine removal. The reversal began the moment your daughter dreamed, the moment your spirit aligned, the moment you chose stillness over self-defense. Heaven is correcting what men tried to twist. The enemy stole peace, and now peace is returning in abundance. He stole your confidence, and now boldness is being restored. He tampered with your child's sense of safety, and now divine security is sealing every doorway of fear. Michael speaks with fire. I have seen every act. I have recorded every motive, and I am now executing what has been delayed. Those who mocked your spiritual sensitivity, they will soon witness your elevation. Those who questioned your protection over your child, they will soon see the power of your covering. Those who sowed confusion into your atmosphere, they will soon be silenced by clarity too strong to argue with. You are not stepping into revenge, you are stepping into righteous reversal. Heaven does not forget the faithful. And you, even in your weariness, even in your questioning, remain faithful. You guarded what was holy. You honored what others dismissed. You believe it, even when you didn't understand. And that faith has now triggered favor. Michael says you do not have to seek vindication. Heaven is vindicating you. What's about to unfold in your life will be nothing short of a spiritual plot twist. The ones who thought they could tamper with your timeline will now watch as heaven catapults you into purpose. And your daughter, she is the evidence, the proof that the enemy failed, that heaven intercepted, that the bloodline still belongs to God. Favor now belongs to you and to her. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Subscribe now for weekly prophetic affirmations, breakthrough declarations, and spiritual clarity straight from heaven's voice to your heart. Type "I claim justice" in the comments if you believe the reversal has begun. Blessing code 474 is now releasing judgment in your favor. And now, breathe deeply, not just with your lungs but with your spirit. You are not the same. You have seen too much, felt too deeply, walked through too much fire to come out unchanged. Heaven has spoken, and now the shift is complete. Archangel Michael places a final seal upon your heart and speaks over you. You are protected. You are chosen. You are deeply understood by heaven. Let the dream be your confirmation, not your confusion. Let her silence be your call to listen, not to panic. Let your discernment anchor you, not isolate you. You are not just awakening. You are rising. You are walking with the divine. Every step now carries weight. Every word now shapes atmosphere. Every prayer now shakes dimensions. The angels are not just watching, they are walking with you. Michael concludes, you are not lost. You are led. You are not threatened. You are thriving. And everything that tried to shake you only positioned you for power. The fire didn't burn you. It refined you. The confusion didn't destroy you. It wrote your clarity. The dream didn't shake your daughter. It sealed her. It sealed you. You now walk with heaven's approval. Walk in peace now, not because everything is calm, but because you are. Walk in confidence, not because you know every detail, but because you trust the director of your destiny. And as you go, waken others. Share what you've seen. Hold space for those who are still confused. Extend grace to those still learning to dream. The blessing is already yours. Michael says, the enemy can no longer trace you. Heaven has covered your trail. Now go forward. Type "I'm sent" in the comments if this message completes your alignment. Blessing code 1212 is finalizing your breakthrough.